Today we're going to be learning a veiled rainbow halo placement. First, I'm going to start by sectioning out my client's veil, and the thickness of this section is really based on the haircut. So if they have more layers, you can maybe create a larger veil to go over more of the hair. Or in Amy's situation here, she has one length hair, so really it's just going to be peeking out through the bottom, which is why I'm going to create a thinner veil section. That way it'll show a little bit more of those vibrant colors through the top too. Once the veil is complete, you'll see I'm sectioning vertical panels and we're going to be painting those our neon colors. Now I chose to do one color per panel because this is going to show off the colors a lot more than if I were to do a rainbow melt. The reason why is because a lot of the design will get lost underneath the hair. So unless the client specifically wants that look or they wear their hair up or half up, half down, then I typically go for these solid color placements. Now, as you can see, I'm breaking up each section into subsections because I want to be able to saturate the hair completely. This is going to help with the vibrancy of your Vivid. You want to make sure you're not overworking the product and you want to make sure that you are completely saturating it for the most vibrant result. Now, in a regular color blocking situation, I would be a lot more precise with my placement, but with this kind of look, I actually like when the root colors touch a little bit because it creates a really neat transition color. But to be honest, you probably won't even see that transition area because of the way the hair falls. As I complete each section, I'm just going to twist it around and set it out of the way. I'm not too worried about the colors touching each other, but this kind of just keeps it clean and organized. As you can see, I just continue working around the head. And each section that I've created is about an inch and a quarter wide. This creates more of that bold placement instead of that more blendy placement. You can honestly do either one, but we were just going for this specific look. And again, we're going to make sure we're really saturating the hair. As you can see, I'm using my thumbs to kind of separate the hair and make sure there's color all the way throughout. A little trick that I like to tell people about is moving your brush from side to side as you're applying the color against your hand. This just makes it roll the hair a little bit more and helps with saturation. So it's a little bit of a work smarter, not harder situation with this. And I am using Danger Jones hair color. As you can see, it's very vibrant. It moves really well in the hair and saturates beautifully. As I get closer to the front of the head, I'm making sure that I keep placing her hair away from her face so that when I get closer, I'm not going to accidentally get color all over her. And I promise you, your clients will appreciate you when they don't leave with blue all over their forehead. So now we're just going to continue to paint. If you're interested in what colors I was using, the blue is Vertigo, the green is Adrenaline, the purple is Hysteria, the pink is Hustler and Cheap Date, and the orange is Burnout. And this is one thing I want you to be aware of, just going back to your client appreciating not having color on them, make sure you're wiping them as you go. If you watch the way I paint the top of this section, you can see I'm kind of pressing down a little bit harder and going down vertically. This helps you saturate without going into the next section. And sometimes I'll even take a comb and kind of work it through too. Now to finish it off, we are doing pavement on that veil and it's going to be a really pretty silver. And you can see how it's going to lay out the way that it's processing. It's going to have really bold ribbons of color, and then we threw a little bit in her bang as well. Now, the most important part of all of this is rinsing with really cold water. These colors won't bleed into each other, and as you can see, it's rinsing clear, but you want to make sure that you give the clients longevity in their color, which is going to be telling them to use cold water and also doing that in the salon. This is actually a really important part that I tell my clients before we even do their hair because if they don't use cold water at home, it's not going to last for them. Shout out to Danger Jones because you can see this water's rinsing clear. I don't have to worry about any of these colors bleeding into each other and it's still so vibrant, so beautiful. Now you want to make sure that you rinse really well. Running your fingers through the hair and separating it can ensure that you didn't miss anything. This color can be a little hard to break up while using cold water. Now we're going to go ahead and rough dry the hair. I usually do this till it's about 80–90% dry depending on the hair texture. As I'm rough drying the hair, I'm using my hands to separate the hair and kind of smooth it out with some tension. Once it's about 80% dry, I'm going to go ahead and round brush it and look at how pretty this is turning out. You can see exactly how we place that color and exactly how it all comes together beautifully. When I'm round brushing, I want to go in the same direction that I want the hair to go. This is going to give you a more smooth result. And I just love blow drying my Vivids because look at how pretty this is. With every client I do, I always show them their hair straight first, and then I ask them if they want curls or if they want to leave it. And as you can see, it does look a little bit different depending on how it's styled, but it's beautiful both ways.